Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? I hope you're doing great and amazing. Welcome to my channel one more time. كان مع بعض كورس القراءة وبإذن الله هنكمل مع بعض Diary of Wimpy Kid لسه في series number 1. Okay, and we're going to discuss it, and continue with it. Reading is most important thing. So we're practicing here reading, pronunciation, and also learning more vocabs. تمام، فاحنا طبعا بنعمل في الكورس ده نتعلم 3 حاجات. اوكي، قراءة، ننمي مهارة القراءة عندنا بالانجلش عشان نتعلم لغات اكتر. بنتعلم كلمات كتيرة جدا كل سيشن وكل محاضرة بنطلع فيها كلمات كتيرة جدا جدا جدا. بنتعلم منها وكلمات مستخدمة وشائعة بنستخدم فيها في السبيكنج بتاعنا. وكمان بنركز على النطق والبرونسيشن، هنا مهم جدا 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 في القراءة أثناء ما احنا بنقرأ، وفي نفس الوقت بنقرأ بصوت عالي وبنشارك مع بعض كل الحاجات. طبعا بشارك معاكم كل الكلمات كل الاكسبريشنز، وبندور وبنبحث على idioms واكسبريشنز جديدة وبنتعلمها مع بعض في اللايف سيشنز ديت أو الريكوردد سيشنز. اوكي، وده الهدف من كورس القراءة ده. تمام، وطبعا داير فروم بوكيت يعني جميلة جدا جدا جدا، فأنا برشحها لأي حد طبعا بيتعلم انجلش أو انجلش ليرنر. اوكي، خاصة لو أنت في المستوى مثلا المتوسط ولا حاجة، هتفيدك جدا وهتنقلك نقلة تانية كتير جدا في مستواك. Okay, we stopped last session on page 35. احنا في صفحة 35. We're gonna talk about Wednesday, or we're gonna complete from Wednesday يوم الأربعاء. طبعا هي it's days, it's diary, it's not like diary, dear dad and dear dad. Just يعني إيه، بينتقل من يومه ليومه، بيحكي عن يومه. الكد ده بيحكي عن يومه بطريقة سهلة وبطريقة ظريفة، طبعا funny، يعني طريقة funny جدا. اوكي، وطبعا فيها صور فيها pictures، فهي حلوه جدا للاطفال وحلوه للادults. يعني هي الادults اصلا انا اوريدي بدرسها للادults، واوريدي بشاركها معاكم كادults. يعني طبعا معظم المتابعين المحتوى بتاعي من 18 لحد 45 سنه، فبالتالي الكونتنت اصلا كله للادults هنا يعتبر طبعا. ولكن هنا يعني لو انت parent، تمام، ممكن كمان تجيبها لأولادك ويقرأوا فيها، هيستمتعوا بيها جدا لأنها لذيذة جدا. أوكي، فيا ريت نعمل لايك ونشير اللايف عشان يوصل ناس أكتر ونستفيد. وهنا أنا بعمل على أرض الواقع اللايفز ديت عشان أوريكم أوريدي أنا بعمل إيه مع الستودنتس بتوعي. وعندي طبعا كورسات أونلاين، عاوز برايفت يتصل بيا وتواصل معايا، اللينكات كلها تحت في description. And also يعني this is like free for you, free material, and it's also helpful. يعني أتمنى كمان اللي انتوا تستفيدوا منها أقصى استفادة. Okay, so Wednesday. So Wednesday, I guess Dad must have been pretty busy or pretty happy with himself for making me go outside yesterday because he did it again today. Okay, خلي بالكم بقى وانتوا في القراءة. تمام، تip كده سريعة برضو الدكاترة كانوا بتقول لنا في الجامعة، اللي انت لما تيجي تقرأ هنا في called fast reading. ليه انا بقرأ بسرعة وان ازاي انا طورت مهارة القراءة بسرعة؟ طورت مهارة القراءة بسرعة لان انا زمان الدكتور كان بيقول لي لازم وانت بتقرأ الكلمة عينك على الكلمة التانية. اوكي، يعني عينك على الكلمة التانية، فبالتالي مثلا انت بتقرأ reading، طبعا في ناس بتقرأ مثلا بتاع 1000 كلمة في الدقيقة reading with understanding كمان، يعني مش بفهم، مش اللي هو بيقرأ كده خلاص، لا، بفهم وباستيعاب. فعشان كده it's called reading comprehension، يعني فهم القراءة، يعني قراءة بفهم. اوكي، فانت لما بتيجي تقرأ بتحاول تخلي عينك على الكلمة التانية على طول، يعني عينك على الكلمة التانية والتالتة، على ما تيجي عينك على الكلمة اللي بعديها تبقى عينك التانية على الكلمة اللي بعديها، وهكذا. اوكي، فانت بتعمل كده، دي كلها يعني fast reading is a skill. دي مهارة ممكن اي حد يتعلمها مع كتر القراءة وكتر الممارسة. اوكي، ف that's why I read so fast. ف reading so fast مش لازم، مش شرط يعني انت تقرأ بسرعة جدا وخلاص وانت عشان تفهم وتبقى تبين ان انت واو وكده، لا، it's okay. يعني you can read it slow as long as you understand. وبعد كده القراءة أو reading fast reading ده طبعا مهارة بتتعلمها وبتتطور مع الوقت. okay. ف I guess Dad must have been pretty happy with himself for making me go outside yesterday because he did it again today. So we know that he kicked him out yesterday because he wants him to do some kind of like sporty thing. Okay, so must have been. So must have been هنا must plus have plus past participle. This is something طبعا هنا must have been. This is must have been هنا القاعدة اللي هي بتاعت الاستنتاجية. Okay, so you like in conclusion. Okay, so must have been. So like concluding or just it's making a conclusion about his dad that purely happy with himself for making me go outside yesterday because he did it again today. It's getting really annoying to have to go up to Rollies every time I want to play a video game. Of course, want to pronounce it wanna. Okay, so there is this weird cat named Frigley who lives halfway between my house and Rollies, and Frigley is always hanging out in his front yard. So it's pretty hard to avoid him. So weird. This weird kid named Frigley. So weird means so this is the first word with us. Maybe you know it, maybe you're not. Okay, so but we just have to write it down. So equals another definition. قلنا طبعا أهم حاجة وأقوى قاموس طبعا get definitions a lot of definitions is Merriam-Webster and we talked about that before. لكن طبعا يعني بفضل جدا Merriam-Webster the best. Weird, strange. Okay, let's actually put it يعني let's put it in here. Okay, let's just Merriam-Webster. Okay, yep, this is the dictionary. I upgraded my laptop. That was really fast. Okay, so dictionary طبعا هنا ده الديكشنري بقى اللي بيبقى على الجوجل بلاي. اوكي طبعا عشان يعني كنت بستخدم براوزر تاني فكان بيظهر بشكل مختلف ولكن ده اللي بيظهر بقى على الجوجل بلاي بالظبط. Okay, this is the one. So we're gonna type weird. Okay, yep, weird is an adjective. Okay, so of a strange or extraordinary character, odd, fantastic. It's also a noun like fate, destiny, okay, especially ill fortune. So who wants an iPhone 14? Okay, so we got here the synonyms. You go to the synonyms. أهم حاجة عندي المرادفات بقى. You go to the synonyms right away, and you're just gonna find as an adjective like bizarre. Bizarre is actually a common word by the way, guys. يعني bizarre ديت مشهورة جدا وبسمعها كتير جدا في الأفلام مسلسلات فيديوز يعني كتيرة جدا مع الشباب في البيزارو or bizarre. It's called bizarre. Cranky, you know, funky, funny. We need another word. So odd. Yes. So we're gonna take odd. Odd is also common, very common, and bizarre. It's plus strange plus weird. You got four words for the same meaning. Okay. طبعا شايفين كمية طبعا synonyms رهيبة جدا وكتيرة جدا. Okay. بس you just choose like حاجات سهلة وبسيطة واللي انت تعرف تستخدمها في كلامك. Okay. Weirdo. When you say someone weirdo, okay, like really strange or someone طبعا هنا you describe a person with weirdo. Also common. Okay. Weirdo. All right. So okay, so let's get back. So this weird kid named Frehley who lives halfway between my house and Rollies, and Frehley is always hanging out. So we said we know the meaning of hanging out, going out in his front yard. So it's pretty hard to avoid him. So see my secret freckle? No thanks. So Frehley is in my phys ed, as we know, talked about phys ed in the first actually section or the first session of this course class at school, and he has his this whole made up language. So language has two pronunciation: language and language. Okay, language and language. Okay, so made up. So you made up something. So like I made this up. Like when he needs to go to the bathroom, he says, "Juice, juice." So us kids have pretty much figured Frigley out by now, but I don't think the teachers have really caught on yet. Okay, so Oked, Gi, Wes, and so on. So today I probably would have gone up to Rollies on my own anyway because my brother Roderick and his band, what's the meaning of band? طبعا فرقة موسيقية. We're practicing down in the basement, which is just after or under the ground floor. Basement اللي هو البدرون. Okay, so Roderick's band is really awful. Awful. So another adjective. Okay, so write this. So this is an adjective and a noun as well. Okay, so adjective means also like we say awful, say terrible, horrible. Okay, very bad. Okay, so it's really awful. I can't stand being home when they're having rehearsals. Okay, so actually, the meaning of rehearsals uh has a lot like so many meanings, but something like recounted or told again. Okay, like recital, a private performance or practice session preparatory to a public appearance. تمام. بهنا this is called rehearsal, so it's like a prova. تمام. يعني حاجة طبعا prova قبل السيشن يبقى practice session. Okay, to before or a private performance. So the meaning of rehearsal here, it has another like dry run practice. Yep, rehearsal, so means practice. Add it to your words. Rehearsal means private performance or practice. Okay, cool. So his band is called Loaded Diaper. Only it's spelled Loaded Diaper on Roderick's van. So you might think he spelled it that way to make it look cooler, but I bet if you told Roderick how Loaded Diaper is really spelled, it would be news to him. Okay, so like this, as you can see on the car. So dad was against the idea of Roderick starting a band, but mom was all for it. So she's the one who bought Roderick his first drum set. So drum, ma'am, as you know, drum, not drums. Okay, so I think mom has this idea that we're all going to learn to play instruments and then become one of those family bands like you see on TV, just like that in the picture. So that really hates a heavy metal, and that's the kind of music Roderick and his band play. I don't think mom really cares what Roderick plays or listens to because to her, all music is the same. In fact, earlier today, Roderick was listening to one of his CDs in the family room, and mom came in and started dancing. Okay. So it's a pretty crazy, guys. Definitely crazy. Okay. Just want to see. So it's a pretty great. Okay, I'm working right now. I'm just, I'm checking out whether the live is already, going on or not. Okay, let's continue up. So that really bugged Roderick. So we said bugged. Or can بيتكرر تاني. Everything is repeated, guys. So that's why you know how to memorize vocab. This is how to memorize vocab very quickly. فانت عرفت المعلومة أول مرة يبقى انت عرفت bug, annoy, uh, just drive you crazy and all of that stuff, right? And offend, annoy, offend, bug. Okay, we added to these words فبتلينك الwords تاني معاها وانت بتقرأ كده وفي نفس الوقت ب طبعا بتعمل لايك بتعمل لايك ايه اللي انا بقوله ده. Okay guys, sorry about that. طبعا زي ما قلنا بتربط الكلام ببعض. Okay, that really bugged Roderick, so he drove off to the store and came back 15 minutes later with some headphones, and that pretty much took care of the problem. Okay, so بتربط الكلام ببعضه لأنه بيتعاد تاني. Okay, بيتعاد تاني مرة واثنين وثلاثة. That's how you memorize the words. Okay, just from like reading a lot and listening a lot. دول الانبوت سكيلز انت لازم تركز عليهم في الاول قبل ما تتكلم. وبعد كده speaking comes بعد كده طبعا، بعد ما اثناء ما بتمارس واثناء ما بتتكلم واثناء ما بتسمع كتير وتقرا كتير، بتبدا بقى تتكلم وتطلع الكلام اللي انت اوريدي سمعته واللي انت اوريدي خزنته، فالكلام يبدا يطلع بسهوله وبطريقه صحيحه طبعا وبنطق صحيح، لان انت اوريدي سمعت صح وقرات صح. خلاص. what's the problem? Okay, so just be patient. So Thursday, so we finished Wednesday, so let's move on to Thursday. And it's called Thursday, by the way, مش مش عارف كان بيقولها ازاي. Thursday. No, it's a Thursday, not Thursday. Yesterday, Roderick got a new heavy metal CD, and it had one of those parental warning stickers on it. Okay, I have never gotten to listen to one of those parental warning CDs because mom and dad never let me buy them at the mall. So I realized that the only way I was gonna get a chance to listen to Roderick's CD was if I snuck it out of the house. Snuck it out. Snuck it out, yeah, sneak, like sneak out. This morning after Roderick left, I called up early and told him to bring his CD player to school. Then I went down to Roderick's room and took the CD off his rack. Okay, and the meaning of rack here, got the word rack. Okay. So rack means a framework, stand, or grating on or in which articles are placed, for example. So it's like a framework, okay, or instrument or furniture on which a body is stretched. Okay, so we need the noun, of course. Okay, and also rack means destruction. It has so many meanings, by the way. Either of two gates of a horse. Oh my god, a lot of meanings, right? But we know the meaning of from the context. Okay, زي انا دلوقتي دهست او لقيت الكلمه ليها كذا معنى كفيرب ونون وكده. تمام، انا طبعا ببص للكونتكست الاول، اوكي، اللي هو of his rack، فانا فاهم الكونتكست وخمنت المعنى. اوكي I went down to Roderick's room and took the CD of his rack. اكيد الراك اللي هو الايه، المكان اللي هو already فيه CDs, right? So this is how it is. So when I looked up in the dictionary, okay, I just saw like a framework, stand, or granting in which articles are placed. خلاص انا فهمت المعلومة وترجمت برضه، فهمت الكلمة هنا اللي أنا عاوزها. بننزل تحت بقى عشان نشوف السينونيم as a noun. ممكن ما الاقيش حاجة زيها، بس يعني bed, bunk, dose, hay, kip, liar, British dialect, pad, sack. اوكي، فأنا هجيب مثلا، بنكتب rack. اوكي، rack equals, it's not a bed, it's just, you say a bunk, other word for bunk, rack or bunk. Okay, and that's it. So you're not allowed to bring personal music players to school, so we had to wait to use it until after lunch, when the teachers let us outside. As soon as we got the chance, me and Rolly snuck around the back of the school and loaded up Roderick's CDs. But Rolly forgot to put batteries in his CD player, so it was pretty much worthless. Okay, it has no value, right? So worthless has no values, right? Okay, guys, sorry about that. I think my mouse is just stuck, right? Just broken. Okay, so then I came up with this great idea for a game. The object was to put the headphones on your head and then try to shake them off without using your hands. So the winner was, however, or whoever could shake the headphones off in the shortest amount of time. So I had the record with 7.5 seconds, but I think I might have shook some of my feelings loose with that one. Okay. So right in the middle of our game, Mrs. Drake came around the corner and caught us red-handed. Red-handed, honey, تلبسين. Red-handed. She took the music player away from me and started chewing us out. Yup, chew us out. Chew out someone or chew someone out. يعني يوبخ. Okay. Also, when you say to, like, just like chew out, which had the meaning of I think like someone severely, yes, reprimand someone severely. He chewed me out for being late, right? But we need synonyms. Scold. Yep. Let's see here. Chew out. يوبخ يعني بالعربي is a verb, and it has also bowel out. Yep. Reprimand. So we're gonna write reprimand. Reprimand someone severely. Okay. But we need synonym, another word, which is like scold. Yes, scold someone. يوبخ شخص أو يهين شخص. um, Call down, scold, reprimand. We took it already, so we can say scold and call down or ball out as well. Okay, so let's see. So let's write call down, scold. That's it. Okay, that's it. This is the most common words actually when someone you want to chew someone out. Okay, so but I think she had the wrong idea about what we were doing back there. She started telling us how rock and roll is evil and how it's going to ruin our brains. I was going to tell her that there weren't even any batteries in the CD player, but I could tell she didn't want to be interrupted. So I just waited until she was done, and then I said, "Yes, ma'am." But right when Mrs. Craig was about to let us go, Rolly started blubbering, yep, mumbling, as we said last time, blubbering about how he doesn't want rock and roll to ruin his brains. Honestly, sometimes I don't know about that boy. Friday. Well, now I've gone and done it. Last night, after everyone was in bed, I snuck downstairs to listen to Roderick's CD on the stereo in the family room. I put Roderick's new headphones on and cranked up the volume really high. Cranked up, like turn it up the volume really high. Then I hit play. First, let me just say I can definitely understand why they put that parental warning sticker on the CD. But I only got to hear about 30 seconds of the first song before I got interrupted, right? There's something wrong, guys. Okay, I don't know. Oh my god. The camera is. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm gonna switch to the camera, I guess. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know why the camera isn't working. My webcam is. Yep. We need the Apple camera. Yep. Yep. Sorry about that. I think I messed the stuff. Okay. All right, let's get back. But I only got to hear about 30 seconds of the first song before I got interrupted. It turns out I didn't have the headphones plugged into the stereo, so the music was actually coming through the speakers, not the headphones. Dad marched me up to my room and shut the door behind him, and then he said, "Let's you and me have a talk, friend." So you know how it sounds. Whenever dad says friend that way, you know you're in trouble. Said how to be in trouble, like troublemaker. So the first time dad ever said friend like that to me, I didn't get that he was being sarcastic. Sarcastic, like, he's just kidding with me. Like sarcastic, if you're sarcastic, have another definitions of it. Sarcastic. Let's look it up. Having the character of sarcasm, like sarcastic criticism given to the use of sarcasm, right? Let's see the synonyms. Yep, right here. So we say acid, accurate, barbid, like caustic. No, I don't think. I don't think smart ass or smart, not smart, smart aleck, cutting more than. Mm, these are always like tart or snarky, sarcastic. We have the word now, snarky. Okay, that's a good word. Snarky. Okay, like being sarcastic or the being sarcasm or having the character of sarcasm. Okay, so I kind of let my guard down, friend. Good. So I don't make that mistake anymore. Tonight, Dad yelled at me. Yell at to someone, shout at someone for about 10 minutes, and then I guess he decided he'd rather be in bed than standing in my room in his underwear. He told me I was grounded for playing video games for 2 weeks, which is about what I expected. I guess I should be glad that all he did. The good thing about Dad is that when he gets mad, mad means angry, he cools off real quick, and then it's over. Usually, if you mess up in front of Dad, he just throws whatever he's got in his hands at you. Good time to screw up. Dad time to screw up right now. So, mom has a totally different style when it comes to punishment. If you mess up and mom catches you, the first thing she does is to take a few days to figure out what your punishment should be. And while you're waiting, you do all these nice things to try to get off easier. I just dusted the dining room for the heck of it. How thoughtful of you. But then, after a few days, right when you forget you're in trouble, that's when she lays it on you. Lays it on you. Like, gets on you. Are you having fun? No video games for a week. Monday. This is the right punishment, by the way. Monday, this video game ban is a whole lot tougher than I thought it would be. Right? So that's definitely it. Okay. So a lot tougher than I thought it would be, but at least I'm not the only one in the family who's in trouble. Roderick's in some hot water with mom right now too. Manny got a hold of one of Roderick's heavy metal magazines, and one of the pages had a picture of a woman in a bikini lying across the hood of a car. And then Manny brought it into daycare for show and tell. Anyway, I don't think mom was too happy about getting the phone or the phone call. I saw the magazine myself, and it honestly wasn't anything to get worked up over. But mom doesn't allow that kind of stuff in the house, and stuff we said means things. Roderick's punishment was that he had to answer a bunch of questions mom wrote out for him. Okay, we don't understand the questions. That make you more popular at school? No. Now, do you feel about having owned this type of magazine now? I feel ashamed. Ashamed means like disgraceful, actually. I'm sorry, women. Okay, about women. Wednesday. I'm still grounded from playing video games, so Manny has been using my system. Mom went out and bought a whole bunch of educational video games, and watching Manny play them is like torture. 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 What's the meaning of torture? So the way, like, you torture yourself. Don't torture yourself when they tell you that. So definitely torture means the infliction of intense pain, burning, crushing, or wounding to punish, demand, source, or afford sadistic pleasure, something that causes agony or pain. Okay, so this is the noun. We need the noun. So let's see the synonyms here: agony, horror, hell, misery, murder. So it's like misery. Okay, so here according to the context, we're gonna say misery. Okay, so it means misery. All right. So it like it feels miserable. So what number comes after two and rhymes with free? Three, three, and so on. Like education video games, as you know. The good news is that I finally figured out how to get some of my games past Rolly's dad. I just put one of my desks in Manny's discovering the alphabet case, and that's all it takes. Thursday. At school today, they announced that student government elections are coming up. To be honest with you, I've never had any interest in student government, but when I started thinking about it, I realized that getting elected treasurer could totally change my situation at school. So we cheerleaders are tired of riding to games in the same bus and at the same nerds in the band. As you know, the word of nerd, guys. So let me see what I can do. So just imagining about how he's gonna be a treasurer in a school. So he's a nerd. Okay, it's in the same meaning as geek. Okay, a person who's always like a bookworm. Okay, who's like study a lot and having too much of like you know this kind of stuff. Okay, so that's definitely it. All right. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not working. Did I not add the stuff? Did I not add? Yep, it's working right now. Okay, guys, make sure to hit like. Okay, anybody just like watching this, it's really really important, by the way. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we said nerds. Okay, so the same nerds, so like the same geeks. Okay, people are always like playing with that. That's for sure. So as you can see here, so and even better, we jocks just need an air bump to inflate our only football. Sorry, can't help you with that. Nobody ever thinks about running for a treasurer because all anyone ever cares about are the big ticket positions like president and vice president. So I figure if I sign up tomorrow, the treasurer job is pretty much mine for the taking. So let's see what's going to happen on Friday. Friday, today, I went and put my name on the list to run for treasurer. Unfortunately, this kid named Marty Porter is running for treasurer too, and he's real brainy at math. So this might not be as easy as I thought. So when you describe a person's trait, it's trait for like personality. Okay, so it's like a personality trait. Okay, and traits means صفات يعني. Okay, دي صفة من صفات الشخصية. Okay, trait. Okay, like a characteristic. You know the word characteristic? That's it. This is the same meaning as trait. Okay. So here we have a brain. So when you say that someone is brain, so it's really smart, brainy. So brain or brainy. Okay, as they say. So it means really smart. Okay, or another, there's an expression actually called as sharp as a tack. I'm not sure it's like attack like that. Yep, as sharp as a tack. Yeah, this is actually an idiom, okay, from the book like Speak Like an American, okay, for the idioms. Sharp as a tack, really smart, okay, so it's brain or brainy. So at math, so this might not be as easy as you thought. So are you a brainy person or not? Just let me in the comments. Let me know in the comments, guys. I'm just gonna wait for your comments. I told Dad that I was running for student government, and he seemed pretty excited. It turns out he ran for student government when he was my age, and he actually won. Dad dug through some old boxes. When you dug, you dig. طبعا verb منها dig. Oh, this is the past tense. Dug. يعني just like scrolled around like all the boxes in the basement and found one of his campaign posters. Integrity, honesty, know-how. Vote Frankie or Frank Heffley for secretary. Okay, so the word is called secretary, by the way. Okay, secretary. I thought the poster idea was pretty good, so I asked Dad to drive me to the store to get some supplies. I loaded up on poster board and markers, and I spent the rest of the night making all my campaign stuff. So let's just hope these posters work. Okay, definitely. So Monday, I brought my posters into school today, and I have to say they came out pretty good. Do you want Marty Porter to be your treasurer? Dear, hey, you're dropping all our money, you fool. Remember in second grade how Marty Porter had hid lice? Do you really want him touching your money? What the heck? So I started hanging my posters up as soon as I got in, but they were only up for about 3 minutes before Vice Principal Roy spotted them. Okay, just had an eye on them. So Mr. Roy said you weren't allowed to write the fabrications about the other candidates. So I told Mr. Roy that the thing about the headlights was true and how it practically closed down the whole school when it happened. Okay, fabrications اللي هي fabrica. Okay, when you just fabricate about the persons or say something not true about the person. So, but he took down all my posters anyway. So today, Marty Porter was going around hanging or handing out lollipops, so to buy himself a vote, while my posters were sitting at the bottom of Mr. Roy's trash can. I guess this means my political career is officially over. So let's get to another month. Okay, we finished September, so we now move to October. Monday. Well, it's finally October, and there are only 30 days left until Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, even though mom says I'm getting too old to go trick or treating anymore. Halloween is dad's favorite holiday. On but for a different reason. On Halloween night, while all the other parents are handing out candy, Dad is hiding in the bushes with a big trash can full of water. Okay, so we're gonna see what why that. So, and if you any teenagers pass by our driveway, he drenches them. So I put water in them, drenches them. Okay, so I'm not sure Dad really understands the concept of Halloween, but I'm not gonna be the one who spoils his fun. Spoil means corrupt. Okay, spoil, you've said corrupt is fun. Okay, so tonight was the opening night of the Crossland High School haunted house, and I got mom to agree to take me and Raleigh. Raleigh showed up at my house wearing his Halloween costume. This is costume, by the way, guys. Was he the Tanakori? Just add it to your words as well. Costumes. Okay. But from last year, when I called him earlier, I told him to just wear regular clothes, but clothes guys, in pronunciation here called clothes, not clothes. No, clothes is wrong. Clothes. Okay, clothes لو مفرد انا اقولها clothes، نطلع سنة في th. لما th بقى تجمع ونحط لها s او es تنطق clothes. Like month, 1 month, 3 months. Okay. So, but of course, he did listen to him, okay, and he wore his costume. So I tried not to let it annoy, bug me too much, though I have never been allowed to go to the Crossland haunted house before, and I wasn't going to let Rolly ruin it for me, spoil it for me. So ruin also added to spoil, ruin, if said Bardo, spoil, corrupt, okay. Roderick has told me all about it, and I have seen looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this for about 3 years. I have been looking for this, and I've been looking forward to this for about 3 years. Hannah, present perfect, continuous. Okay, been looking forward to this for in a period of time, 3 years. Anyway, when we got to the entrance, I started having second thoughts about going in. Good evening. But mom seemed like she was in a hurry, so she was in the go to get this over with, and she moved us along. Once we were through the gate, it was one scare after another. There were vampires jumping out at you and people without heads and all sorts of crazy stuff. But the worst part was this area called Chainsaw Alley. There was this big guy in a hockey mask and he had a real chainsaw. Roderick told me the chainsaw has a rubber blade, but I wasn't taking any chances. Okay, like this rubber blade. All right, so right when it looked like the chainsaw guy was going to catch us, mom stepped in and bailed us out. Bailed us out actually. طبعا دي يدفع كفالة لحد. Okay, or that's not nice, I'm sorry. So she like bailed them out, like got them out of this situation. All right, so mom made the chainsaw guy so show us where the exit was. Exit and exit our exit has two pronunciation, and that was the end of our haunted house experience right there. I guess it was a little embarrassing, like awkward. Okay, when you say embarrass, okay, embarrass means awkward. يحرج يعني أو إحراج كان إحراج was kind of embarrassing when mom did that, but I'm willing to let it go this one time. Saturday, the Crossland haunted house really got me thinking. Those guys were charging $5 a pop, and the line stretched halfway around the school. I decided to make a haunted house form of my own. Actually, I had to bring Rolly in on the deal because mom wouldn't let me convert out our first floor into a full out haunted mansion. Mansion means house. I knew Rolly's dad wouldn't be crazy about the idea either, so we decided to build a haunted house in his basement and just not mention it to his parents. Me and Rolly spent most of the day coming up with an awesome plan for our haunted house. Here was our final plan: Hall of Screams, Lake of Blood, Bottomless Pit, and then Rat Tunnel, Maze of 1000 Skulls, okay, and then you got a Knife Alley, and then Hand Hole, and then like you got Ace Lake, and then the X. Okay, so I don't mean to brag يعني يتظاهر كده pretend, okay, that just قصدي يعني ايه يتفاخم يعني كده يعني تمام عكس تواضع like brag. Okay, someone who's like showing off. Okay, so you can say show off, pompous or postal statement, arrogant talk or manner. Yeah, cocky, cockiness. Yeah, cocky. Like be very طبعا هنا ده verb. Okay, So as a verb like blow or boast or bull, crow, swagger, and as an adjective or a noun, bluster or cockiness or something like that. Okay, as an adjective, awesome or bang up or banner, beautiful, blue chap. Okay, يتعجرف يعني أو تظاهر زي ما قلت. So we can say as a verb here, we can say like arrogant talk or manner, right? Arrogant, مغرور يعني. Talk or manner. Okay, we can say equal cockiness. Okay, actually, cocky means someone is cocky. Okay, means confident or equals confident. Okay, very confident. Sometimes it gets to the arrogant person become arrogant. If you're so cocky, you become arrogant. Okay. So I don't mean to brag or anything, but what we came up with was way better, by far better than the Crossland High School haunted house. We realized we were gonna need to get the word out that we were doing this thing. So we got some paper and made up a bunch of flyers. And the meaning of flyers here, okay, like just posters or paper to like just one that flies, just to get everywhere, to get it everywhere. She's frequent flyer on that airline. Okay, airman. He was flyer on an aircraft carrier. A reckless or spiritual venture. So they made a bunch of flyers. Okay, adventure, chance, or enterprise, flutter, gamble, and so on. Okay. So I'll acknowledge, maybe we stretched the truth a little in our advertisement, but we had to make sure people actually showed up. Okay. Haunted house with live sharks. 32 Shuri Street. This is the address. Admission $50 and 3 p.m. So by the time we finished putting the flyers up around the neighborhood and got back to Rolly's basement, it was already 2:30, and we hadn't even started putting the actual haunted house together yet. So we had to cut some corners from our original plan. So when 3 rolled around, we looked outside to see if anyone had showed up. And sure enough, there were about 20 neighborhood kids waiting in line outside Rolly's basement. Now I know our flyers said the admission was 50 cents, but I could see that we had a chance to make a killing here. Oh, it was 50 cents, guys, not $50. Okay. So the fee was 50 cents. So I told the kids that admission was $2 and the 50-cent thing was just a typo. Okay. Just a printed mistake. The first kid to cough up his $2 was Shane Snella. He paid his money and we let him inside, and me and Rolly took our positions in the Hall of Screams. So the Hall of Screams was basically a bed with me and Rolly on either side of it. Okay, so I guess maybe we made the Hall of Screams a little too scary because halfway through, Shane curled up in a ball underneath the bed. We tried to get him to crawl out from under there, but he wouldn't budge. Budge means mere move. He wouldn't budge. He wouldn't move. Okay. So I started thinking about all the money we were losing with this kid clogging up the hole of screams, and I knew we had to get him out of there quick. Eventually, finally, Rolly's dad came out downstairs. At first, I was happy to see him because I thought he could help us drag Shane out from under the bed and get our haunted house cranking again. But Rolly's dad wasn't really in a helpful mood. Okay. So Rolly's dad wanted to know what we were doing and why Shane Snella was curled up under the bed. We told him that the basement was a haunted house and that Shane Snella actually paid for us to do this to him. But Rolly's dad didn't believe us. I admit that if you looked around, it didn't really look like a haunted house. All we had time to put together was the hall of screams and the lake of blood, which was just Rolly's old baby pool with half a bottle of ketchup in it. Ketchup. Okay, do you like ketchup, guys? So I tried to show Rolly's dad our original plan to prove that we really were running a legitimate operation, legal, operation, but he still didn't seem convinced, persuaded. So, and to make a long story short, that was the end of our haunted house. The good news is, since Rolly's dad didn't believe us, he didn't make us refund Shane's money, so at least we cleared the $2 today. Sunday, Rolly ended up getting grounded for that whole haunted house mess yesterday. He's not allowed to watch TV for a week, right? And and he's not allowed to have me over at his house during that time. So that last party really isn't fair because that's punishing me and I didn't even do anything wrong. And now where am I supposed to play any video games or my video games? Anyway, I felt kind of bad for Rolly. So tonight I tried to make it up to him. I turned it no, on one of Rolly's favorite TV shows and I did a play by play over the phone so he could kind of experience it that way. Oh, look at the size of that flamethrower. Oh, yeah, never mind. I did my best to keep up with with what was going on the screen, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure if Rolly was getting the full effect. I bet this part is gonna be funny. I was right, it was funny. Tuesday. Well, Rolly's grounding is finally over, and just in time for Halloween, too, I went up to his house to check out his costume. And I have to admit, I'm a little jealous. Jealous means, comes from jealousy. Jealous. What's the meaning of jealous, guys? So the meaning of jealous is like, غيران, jealousy. Comes from غيرة, jealousy. Okay, why he was jealous, we're gonna know right now because we saw his costume. Of course, it's gonna be cooler than his, right? So, a hostile toward a rival or one believed to enjoy an advantage, envious. Yup, equals envious. يحسد بقى جاي من envy حسد. Envious. Okay, so he was a little envious, right? So the possessive past. Let's see the synonyms. Uh, possessive. Synonym of jealous is possessive, you know, equals envious as well. So let's do it envious. Okay, so it's like is envying him. Rolly's mom got him this night هنا اللي هو الفارس يعني بتاع زمان. So person who is like, who's just fighting in a battle. Okay, so a night costume that's way cooler than his costume from last year. So his night outfit, as you can see here, came with a helmet, خوذة كمان, and a shield, ودرع, and a real sword and everything. I've never had a store-bought costume before. I still haven't figured out what I'm gonna go as tomorrow night. So I'll probably just throw something together at the last minute. I figure maybe I'll bring back the toilet paper mummy again. But I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow night, so that might not be the smartest choice. As you can see here, this is the paper toilet costume. So, in the past few years, the grown ups in my neighborhood have been getting cranky about my lame costumes. Really cranky, just like they are just making jokes about him. I'm starting to think it's actually having an effect on the amount of candy I'm bringing in. What are you supposed to be? Cowboy? Double baseball hats. Okay, so as we can see here, but I don't really have time to put together a good costume because I'm in charge of planning out the best route for me and really to take tomorrow night. So route, the road, the meaning of road. So root equals road, برضو. If you don't know the word, write everything down, okay? Just don't be lazy. Route, road. So this year I've come up with a plan that I'll get us at least, or that'll get us at least twice the candy we scored the last year. Now comes in Halloween, and we're gonna finish with that today. Halloween, about an hour before we're supposed to start the trick or treating, okay, I still didn't have a costume. All that point, I was at that point, I was seriously thinking about going as a cowboy for the second year in a row. But then mom knocked at my door and handed me a pirate costume with an eye patch and a hook and everything. Wow, pirate, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean? Yep, that is it. Rolly showed up around 6:30 wearing his night costume, but it didn't look anything like it looked yesterday. Rolly's mom made all these safety improvements to it, and you couldn't even tell what he was supposed to be anymore. So she cut out a big hole in the front of the helmet so he could see better. She uncovered him up in all this reflective tape. She made him wear his winter coat underneath everything, and she replaced his sword with a glow stick. Oh my god. So this is not gonna be like this is not cool at all. So I grabbed my pillowcase and me and Rolly started to head out. But mom stopped us before we could get out the door. I want you to take Manny with you. Oh, that is a problem. This is Manny. Okay. So, man, I should have known there was a catch when mom gave me that costume. I told mom there was a no way we were taking Manny with us because we're going to hit 152 houses in 3 hours. And plus, we were going to be on Snake Road, which is way too dangerous for a little kid like Manny. I should never have mentioned that last part because the next thing I knew, mom was telling dad he had to go along with us to make sure we didn't step foot outside our neighborhood. Dad tried to squirm out of it, squirm out, like get out of the situation. But once mom makes up her mind, there's no way you can change it. Okay, so they're stuck with dad and Manny right now. Before we even got out of our own driveway, we ran into our neighbor, Mr. Mitchell, and his kid, Jeremy. So, of course, they tagged along with us. Manny and Jeremy wouldn't trick or treat at any houses with spooky decorations on them, so that ruled out pretty much every house on our block. Dad and Mr. Mitchell started talking about football or something, and every time one of them wanted to make a point, they'd stop walking. So we were hitting only about one house every 20 minutes. After a couple of hours, Dad and Mr. Mitchell took the little kids home. I was glad because that meant me and Rolly could take off. My pillowcase was almost empty, so I wanted to make up as much time as possible. A little while later, Rolly told me he needed a potty break. I made him hold off for another 45 minutes. Potty break is, just want to just let it out. But by the time we got to my grandma's house, it was pretty clear that if I didn't literally use the bathroom, it was gonna get messy. So I told Rolly if he wasn't back outside in 1 minute, I was gonna start helping myself to his candy. So let's see. After that, we headed back out on the road, but it was already 10:30, and I guess that's when most grown-ups decide Halloween is over. You can kind of tell because what's that's when they started coming to the door in their pajamas and giving you the evil eye. We decided to head home. We made up a lot of time after Dad and Manny left, so I was pretty satisfied, okay, with how much candy we took in. When we were halfway home, this pickup truck came roaring down the street with a bunch of high school kids in it. The kid in the back was holding a fire extinguisher, and when the truck passed by us, he opened fire. I have to give Rolly credit. So when you say give someone credit, give someone credit, what does it mean? So it means that appreciate or be grateful for someone because he did something that really deserves credit for. So give Rolly credit because he blocked about 95% of the water with his shield. And if he hadn't done that, all our candy would have gotten soaked, like sinked. Okay, it's not gonna like it wouldn't work anymore. So they couldn't eat it. So when the truck drove away, I yelled out something that I regretted about 2 seconds later. We're calling the cops. The driver slammed on the brakes and he turned his truck around. Me and Rolly started running, and those guys were right on our heels. Okay, so slammed on the brakes, just when you like slam the door. The only place I could think of that was safe was Grandma's house. So we cut through a couple backyards to get there. Grandma was in bed already, but I knew she keeps a key under the mat. So the mat or rug on her front porch. Once we got inside, I looked out the window to see if those guys had followed us. And sure enough, they did. I tried to trick them into leaving, but they wouldn't budge. They wouldn't move. Budge again. Comes again. Okay. Well, I guess now that we're safe in our own house, we can't get us. After a while, we realized the teenagers were going to wait us out, so we decided we were just gonna have to spend the night at Grandma's. That's when we started getting cocky, confident. So I wrote it down for you, right? Cocky, confident, right? So making my monkey noises at the teenagers and whatnot. Well, at least I was making monkey noises. Rolly was kind of making all noises, but I guess it was the same general idea, right? So I called mom to tell her we were going to crash at grandma's for the night. Crash on somebody, right? Or crash at somebody. Crash. So I want to crash here with you. Just spend the night or stay. Spend or stay. Okay. The night at at someone's house. Okay. Someone's. Okay. This means of crash. All right, so crash. So I'm gonna crash. I'm just gonna sleep and spend the night there. But mom sounded really mad on the phone. Mad, we said angry. So she said it was a school night and that we had to get home right at that instant. So that meant we were gonna have to make a run for it. I looked out the window and this time I didn't see the truck, but I knew those guys were hiding somewhere and were just trying to draw us out. So we snuck out the back door, hopped over Grandma's fence, you know, and ran all the way to Snake Road. I figured our chances were better there because there aren't any street lights. Snake Road is scary enough on its own without having a truckload of teenagers hunting you down. Every time we saw a car coming, we dove into the bushes. Okay, I must have taken us a half hour to get 100 yards. Okay, so that's crazy. So, but believe it or not, we made it all the way home without getting caught. Neither one of us let our guard down until we got to my driveway. But right then, there was this awful scream, and we saw a big wave of water coming towards us. Oh my God, crazy. So, man, I forgot all about that, and we totally paid the price for it. So when me and Rolly got inside, we laid out all our candy on the kitchen table. The only things we could salvage were a couple of mints that were wrapped in cellophane, yes, mints اللي هو النعناع that were wrapped in cellophane. Okay, not very cellophane, yeah. And the toothbrushes Dr. Garrison gave us. I think next Halloween I'll just stay home and moosh some butterfingers from the bowl mom keeps on top of the refrigerator, the fridge. Okay, so we're just gonna stop here وfinish the whole month of the diary of Wimpy Kid, guys. فهنوقف هنا إن شاء الله. Just took a lot of pages. We learned a lot of words today. Make sure to just memorize them. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 words today. That's good. That's really good. Amazing. Just make sure to like read a lot, listen a lot in order to just keep listening and keep improving. You have to develop your ear every single day. لازم تسمع كتير، لازم تقرأ كتير كل يوم. At least 15 minutes، يعني على الأقل ربع ساعة. اوكي، شوف هتطلع منهم كام كلمة، هتشوف هتتعلم ازاي من القراءة زي ما احنا بنتعلم كده. Vocabulary, pronunciation. You're gonna like a lot of like research. Okay، بحث و طبعا بتعرف حاجات كتير جدا وانت بتتعلم انجلش. تتفرج على فيديوهات، اسمع اوديوز، اسمع فيديوز. like listen or read anything you like. اي حاجه بتحبها، مش شرط انت تحب النوفل دي. اوكي، اي كتاب، اي short story. If you like short stories, you like something like a little short. Okay, read short stories. عندك short stories playlist بتاع short stories، playlist بتاعت كورس الجامعة الأمريكية والأوديوز والبوكس. Everything is available for you guys. So I think that's it for today. We're just gonna stop here in November, and next time, inshallah, we're gonna continue on it. And thank you so much, guys, for anybody who's watching. And make sure to like and subscribe so you can like see them like in the next live. Turn on the notification. اشترك وفعل الجرس واعمل لايك عشان يوصلك كل جديد ويوصلك كل الكورسات والفيديوهات الجديدة واللايفات القادمة إن شاء الله. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you all and I love you so much. See you next time.